just before we were about to film here, I said today's show is going to be something like light and easy, and you said like your workout today. Was that true or is that
No,
garbage?
you said easy and fun. It
Easy
was
and
not.
fun. Okay, okay.
Yeah, my good friend David Osorio hit me up, and he's programming for his affiliate, and he's like, "Hey, try this one out. I want to see how it goes." Um, it was real simple. It wasn't too intense. It was hard for me because I'm, not touching a barbell much these days. But what could be simpler, Pat? 10 minutes every 20 seconds. Do a clean and jerk of your body weight. That's it. So it works out to
Oh,
be 30 clean and jerks of body weight on a 20-second rotation. It was fine. You know what I mean? Like it is hard. Like I didn't want to do those last 5 or 6 reps, but
mm-hmm.
plenty doable. And yeah, it was a nice little in and out in 30 minutes type of session. 10 minutes to warm
Nice.
up, hit that, cool down a little bit, out the door. It's good.
I say it all the time, man. I see somebody like you clean and jerk. I'm just so envious of your shoulders. Everything locks out, the bones all stacked nicely. It looks gorgeous. I just think, oh, that must be so nice.
It's just not strong anymore, Pat. Used to be able
Oh man.
used to be able to throw a football over them mountains.
Yeah. It's all what was remember that old school workout demo you did heavy overhead? You had Freddie Camacho in it. It had a
Oh,
185 in the barbell.
yeah.
Was
When
it
it was,
burpees
I
and
think it was,
jerks
yeah, I
or
don't
tons
remember
of
the
interference?
rest, but it was a lot of jerks at 185. And man, that was back when I could rep 185 overhead all day long. That was no problem, man. It was, yeah, that was fun.
Days gone by.
Yep. Today is
Well,
not that day.
well, maybe you can ask Santa for Christmas for 185 some 185 overhead.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get into the show, which is supposed to be a fun kind of a quick fire deal, I pulled a whole bunch of relatively short and easy questions and topics from a bunch of different places in the interwebs, and we'll just kind of go through them. Um, but hey, everybody.
The listener should know I'm flying blind too.
Yes, you have
I
not seen anything. You have not seen
did
a
not
darn thing.
divulge any of this ahead of time.
It's kind of like every now and then I'll drag my wife onto an Ask Me Anything for Lynchman. And I've been prepping for the questions for like an hour, and she just shows up with a coffee, and I'm like, "Don't worry, I won't get you into hot water." Um, the if you're a gym owner, you got to do all the things, right? Workout tracking, gym management, billing. You can do all those now, one place, an all-in-one solution from BTWB. So if you are a gym owner, go to btwb.com and check that out. On the other side of the house, all the varied, not random cycles, the whole Get Your First series. There's like 7 or 8 of those things from pull ups, dips, strict work, ring muscle ups, handstand walk. You got it. All kinds of barbell stuff, engine work, jump rope work. So check that out. Great cycles, upload right to the app. Good to go. So for today's show, here's what we've got. We're closing out. We've done a couple back-to-back shows here to get a little reserves going into the holidays. We're still in the first couple of weeks here in December, but this show might post kind of close to the holidays. We'll see. But here we go, everybody. Closing out 2025 sooner or later. And this is going to be kind of a fire round sort of a deal.
All
So
right. I'm ready.
you can dive in or out of this as much as you want. I've got my 2 cents as well. So, number one, do you have a favorite finisher or accessory thing that you'll do in a pinch?
Yeah, always, forever. It's always a strict pull-up ladder or strict dip ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly, particularly if I'm working out in a group, it's one of my favorite things to do ever. Conga line style, 1, 2, 3, counting up. Usually they make it to 10. Everybody's had enough by that point. You get some reps in. It's a good time. It's not too crazy, but that's like my forever and always fun party time finish of a workout is some conga line dips and pull-ups.
And is it one dip or one pull up, one dip, or do all the pull ups, then you do all the dips?
I mean, Pat, you don't have to
No
get
rules.
pedantic about it. You know what I mean? Just
Just
get a
knock
pump
it out.
going. Yeah. Just get the classics kicking.
That's gonna get my full blown 2 thumbs up right there. I love me a good pull up. You know what I'll do on a regular
Well,
basis?
can I jump in
Oh
and say
yeah,
what's
man.
fun about that too is I've been, been lucky enough over the years. I get to travel around. I get to go to different affiliates. I get to do a lot of special events at different affiliates. And I've pulled that one out plenty of times when we do like a group workout for whatever event that we're throwing. And it's funny because at the end of a workout, there'll be people that are kind of whatever about it. But as soon as you start and you get two or three people jumping in, all of a sudden that line gets longer and people are like, yeah, all right, I'll do a couple pull-ups. And before you know it, you got everybody there. Just, get a pump in.
This is why this could go longer than we think.
Yeah.
I know there is something about everyone loves a barbell, right? We know that. I do too. I back squatted yesterday. But there's something about body weight movements, like
Yeah.
they just you feel good, you feel fast, you feel fit, you get a great pump going on. And I swear I'm not thinking incorrectly. There was like some old Greg Amundsen, I don't know if it was an interview or just like maybe just a conversation somewhere. He was kind of saying like he'd love to hit something like a Cindy-ish kind of a thing once a week because there was nothing like a Cindy, an Angie, a Mary, it's something like that to just like it just feels to just move your body weight like that. You just feel good, you know. And so
Yeah.
I'm in full approving of that.
So I cut you off. What was yours?
Oh, I did this I did this yesterday after the back squats just because it's something I like to do. I'll just if I get bored, it takes 2 minutes, and this is it. I'll run
You
over
always
the
get
pull-up bar.
minutes for that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll grab the pull-up bar, and I want to do just a 2-minute bar hang, just to work on just
Yep.
the grip
Nice.
strength. In case I just got to choke the life out of somebody, Boz. You know what I mean? When I
I
have those
do.
grippers, when I have those grippers ready. So,
Takes
but
longer than you think. You got to have endurance.
so a 2-minute bar hang is like it's very challenging. To build up to that. But for the first, as soon as I hop on the bar, get my feet off the ground, I look at the clock. What I start off with is not an L sit; it's a knee tuck. I get my knees as high as I can, and I just hold them there till failure. And
Yeah.
so that goes as far as it goes, and then I let them down. My abs are in misery, hip flexors are burning out, and I have to just endure until the 2 minutes to hop off. And if I get to 1 minute with the knees up there, like I'm really happy. Like that's a great session. And then at the last 30 seconds of the grip of the hanging really sucks. Like the burn,
Yeah.
it's like everything in your body says you've got to let go, you can't hold on, but you can, and it's just absolutely miserable. So that's one of my go-tos. For some reason, I like that one. I probably do that at least a couple times a week. I just kind of get it. I'd like to get to a 3-minute bar hang, and maybe I can, but between the years, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that burn right now, so I hop off the bar. But so yeah, that's my one right there. That's the one that I'll say. This
Nice.
one, I think we've chatted about this before. Maybe we have or have not. Does working out in public bother you? Like if your neighbors can see you in the front yard, the backyard, and you feel
Oh,
like
that's
a,
interesting.
a fish in an aquarium.
It's funny. No, not particularly, but what does bother me is if I think that I'm disturbing other people in their own space. So like where I'm at in the city, my garage is pretty close to my neighbor's property line. And so I'm always really wary about like what time of day and like how
Mm.
much noise I'm making and for how long. When I'm out at the barn, that's a different story altogether. That's no holds barred. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But as far as like, can somebody actually see me working out and like witness the event? Man, it doesn't really bother me too much. Again, I've been lucky enough that I've worked out in front of a lot of people on camera through some of the old open announcements, off camera, just doing events around the world. Really, all the old seminar lunchtime workouts, stuff like that. So no, it doesn't bother me to like be seen. I just don't want to be like invading other people's space
Mm.
when it is like time for me to work out.
Nice of you.
And I'll say,
Neighborly.
what's that? Yeah,
That's neighborly of you.
yeah. And I would hope that that courtesy would extend both ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, but the what I will say is, man, I hate being encouraged. I hate
Oh,
like
that's right. Right,
people
right.
for me, like cheering me. Coaching's fine, but
Cheering
like
for you.
cheering me on or like, hey, good job. Like I hate that so much. That's the type of stuff that just makes me want to quit more than anything.
Antisocial
Especially,
workout club.
yeah, totally. Social, but just don't approach me.
I'm with you on the cheering or the lack thereof, and I'm the opposite. Working out in public does make me uncomfortable
Does it?
for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I got my garage door open, and that's fine. I'll stay in my garage. If you drive by,
Yeah.
you see me. But like there'll be, for the 7 days out of the year that it's nice up here in the Pacific Northwest. If I wanna, like, drag something out into the driveway, I'm really it's all me, but I'm just really hesitant to do that. I might drag out, like, a rower and, like, row in the driveway or something, but I don't wanna, like, make some scene where I'm doing, like, cleans and burpees or something,
Yeah,
and, like, I don't know, it just,
I
it
get
just
that too.
yeah,
The low key guy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I actually really am actually, like, far more of a social introvert than extrovert, which would probably surprise people with as much, like it's ironic as far as I'm concerned that I've been given as many on camera and, like, public facing opportunities, like, none of which I ever seek out. Like, I'm actually, like, if there's a party, you'll find me in the back. I'm not gonna be in the center. Not interested in that in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, the working out in public, no thank you. Okay, next one. Thumbs wrapped around the pull-up bar, yes or no?
Oh man, who cares? I'm gonna lose my CrossFit card for that one. But I think that's honestly one of the most overblown things. Like I get it in the beginning, it can be maybe a little bit more instructive for somebody who doesn't recognize their own grip strength or limitations of. But like at the end of the day, I don't think it's a major factor for somebody one way or the other.
Mm,
I certainly think that like the conversations about like does it improve your grip strength or like give you more control on the bar, I think that's totally overblown. Um, Personally, and
yeah, I
we're
don't
talking pull up bar, right? Not,
yep,
not
pull-up
bench
bar,
press.
pull-up
Yeah,
bar.
bench press
Um,
is another story. I think you should definitely
ooh.
wrap your thumbs on the bench press.
Yeah,
But yeah,
search of bench press tragedy will get that
nope.
solved. The, when I first got into CrossFit coming out of the military, I never wrapped my thumbs at all,
Mm,
because it was all thumb on the same side of the bar for whatever reason, back in the military, and just had so many just reps logged that way on my muscle memory. So when I first started
sure.
CrossFit, I never wrapped my thumbs. It felt weird. I hated it. I actually felt like I had a worse grip. Um, and I didn't wrap my thumbs for the longest time. Currently, these days, I do, and I have no idea when that switch came or
Mm,
what was the impetus for it. But now it's switched to the other way where I've now been wrapping my thumb for a long enough period of time that not wrapping my thumb feels weird and awkward. So
interesting.
yeah. So anyway, I've done both
Yeah,
sides. I
kind
don't
of
get too fired up about it, but right now I'm wrapping them.
I switch hit. Like there'll be plenty of times where I'm not even conscious of which way I'm gripping the bar until I look out and I'm like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like both feel pretty breezy.
Yeah, again, just yeah, know yourself. Don't peel off the bar.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I don't know if you're going to want to out yourself
Oh boy.
here on camera with this one.
Dad, if you're listening.
I can I can start if need be. Do you have a guilty food pleasure that it's absolute trash? It's not just like, oh, I like to have a cookie or a piece of dark chocolate. I mean, it's trash,
Like,
and I can start if need be. I tell you.
Pat, it's funny. The older and more curmudgeonly that I get, the less of a sweet tooth I have. Anybody who knows me, like I like really terrible, nasty licorice, but it's like it's not really like a sweet, like horrible indulgence. I know what you're getting at. Um, and so like honestly, I can't really think of something like that. I like cheesecake. Cheesecake's a
Oh
good one, but
yeah,
again,
that's
it's pretty
fine.
tame in comparison. I'll say though, man, again, not a lot of a sweet tooth the older I get. But man, I love booze once in a while. You know what I mean? Like you give me the opportunity to have nothing going on the next morning and I can go out and have a couple cocktails. That's awesome. That's probably the indulgence right there.
I'll throw one out here now for our listening audience that will probably just have me banished off the island or whatnot. And
Yeah.
again, not something I eat on a regular basis, but if one crossed my path and I was feeling froggy, I'd get after it, and I would think it's absolutely delicious. A sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin from McDonald's with an ice cold Diet Coke.
Okay, hold on. So if we're going that way, we're going
Yeah.
savory, dude. Any horrible airport breakfast sandwich, like just a microwave turd. I
Yes,
love it.
yes. Low
I
quality,
love,
high
yeah,
processed.
100% any breakfast sandwich that fits that bill. I will jump all over that. Yeah, no
The
question.
the sort
That's
of
a
thing you can leave out on a counter and 7 days later it hasn't aged or molded in any way,
yeah.
shape, or form. Like
Hey, I'll give you another one that my wife and I talk about quite a bit. You go to these modern burger places and they've all got these burgers that are just like totally outlandish. Love an outlandish burger that's just like, got the kitchen sink on it. My
Mhm.
wife and I lovingly refer to them as abomination burgers. We're like, who's got the greatest abomination burger this month?
Nice. Nice.
So something like that. That's just, an insane gut bomb of a burger. Yeah, I could go down that road too. But sweets doesn't really do it for me anymore.
No, and it's funny that I still do enjoy some treats every now and then, but less and less as they go on, but, you like a greasy cheeseburger? Oh, man. I mean,
Yep.
that's a death row, the electric chair is coming. That's on the list of, like, potential last meals is, like, a milkshake and, like,
Yeah.
a fantastic, cheeseburger. Anyway,
Yeah, and dude,
alright.
I mean it. Like, hey, slice of pineapple, all sorts of sauces, three different kinds of cheese. Onion, throw an onion ring on there. Why not, Pat? You know what I mean? Like, make it an abomination. Let's go. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I'm all over it.
I'll be right there in line next
Yeah.
to you. Do you have a go-to warm up that you can just rinse and repeat that it almost doesn't matter what the workout is, and if you just don't even want to think, you can just pull this one out of your hat?
100%. I did it this morning. It's a variation of the old CrossFit warm up that was from like a really old journal article that's basically squats, push ups.
I think that one's entitled "A Better Warm Up."
Yeah. Yeah. It's basically squats, push ups, pull ups, back extensions, and sit ups, and then some Samson stretching in there. And so I'll do 3 rounds and I'll make every round just a little bit harder with the movement selections. So I'll start with air squats, push ups, back extension, and then pull ups, or sometimes even just start with ring rows the first round. Then the
Mm,
next round would be something like walking lunges, um, dips, or push ups with the feet elevated, or ring push ups, something to make it a little bit more challenging. Then I move on to a kipping pull up and like a weighted hip extension on the GHD. And then the third round, I might introduce some weight in the squat.
nice.
I might do something like a muscle up, and then like a light deadlift or something like that. But it kind of takes those 4 or 5 core movement patterns and just expands on them progressively through a couple rounds. The
I
reps
dig
don't
it.
really matter so much. I aim for like 10 to 15 of each. And, some days it's real vanilla, man. It's just body weight for those 3 rounds and it's good to go. But that's the go to for sure.
But you don't have to think about it, it's always there,
Nope. Yep.
and you're good to
And I
go.
can play it by ear too, because it's like, okay, the air squats felt horrible on this first round. I'm just going to do them for another round. Or conversely, it's like, man, I feel really good. Let's load it up on the second round, etc.
Yeah, mine is and I use this regularly when I don't feel like just having my brain switched on. Also 3 rounds. In my garage, I'll hop in the air runner for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I cover, and it'll get progressively, a little faster each one. But some days, round one's a walk. Just walk for 2 minutes. Like it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But 3 rounds, 2 minutes on the air runner, then like 5 shoulder pass throughs with a PVC pipe, 5 to 7 hip and back extensions on the GHD, and then I'll do a kind of like a round of Cindy, but I'll just do 5 strict pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and then 10 overhead squats with an empty barbell. I'll do that 3 times, and I feel great. And then sometimes at the end of that, I'll just do like a few broad jumps, and that's it. And then I feel like I can do darn near any workout that I want if I knock that out. And it's simple. And if I'm like not dilly dallying, it'll take 15 minutes. And if I am dilly dallying, it'll take closer to 20. So it's somewhere in that 15 to 20-minute range. So, but it's always there.
Yep.
Next one. Can you be both fit and a bit fluffy?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
100%. In fact, I think it's pretty, man. I think at this point, it's and you're talking to a guy who's like naturally lean. You know what I mean? Like
Naturally not fluffy. You're the anti-fluffy.
problematically, yeah. Like when I stopped working out, I was actually having this conversation the other day. It's like I've lost muscle mass over the last couple of years, just from working out less, and anyway, whatever. It's kind of a not a bad problem to have, but at the end of the day, yeah, I think it's pretty well understood that if you're talking about performance, people do not perform their best when they're super lean. Now that being said, can you carry a little bit of extra cheddar and outwork some folks? Absolutely. I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Looking at the affiliate, yeah, all over the place for sure. Uh, yeah, I mean, I can think of a couple of examples. I won't name names, but back in the old San Francisco CrossFit days, we had some absolute studs who were, you line them up for a physique contest, and they might
Right.
not be taking the gold medal there, but dude, they can work you into the ground, no
Yep.
question.
Yep. I would have to agree with that, because again, I've just seen it with my own eyes. And if we were to take it to like peel the onion back even further, which maybe isn't the intent of the question, can you be fit and fluffy? Yes. Well, that's a simple yes. Just what are your lifts and workout times? Wow, you're fit.
Sure.
Like period. End of story. Then if you want to say, well, how fluffy are you, and
Yeah.
can you be potentially not healthy? Or setting yourself up well for long-term health. Yeah, that's actually probably true too. It's an interesting
Sure.
deal where you might be like, well, this isn't what we would recommend for ideal whatever it happens to be for health. But man, you got some serious work capacity. Like I can't deny that. And so fit and
Well,
fluffy, yeah, absolutely possible.
and there's degrees, right? Like I think
Absolutely.
certainly you can certainly be maybe not telling yourself the whole story by just looking at your gym numbers and denying some of the other like blood markers or just
Sure.
physical markers in the mirror from time to time. So it all matters at the end of the day.
Two more. Number one, what's your strategy, or do you think there is only a strategy for death by workouts? Should
Mm.
you go full send every minute or try to strategize it in a way that maximizes the overall what you'll be able to achieve and go the furthest into the workout?
I'm a big fan, generally speaking, of less strategizing in most workouts, this style of workout included. I think that, I get it. Sometimes you can get a better quote unquote outcome on paper if you're a little smarter about how you approach things. But generally speaking, especially something like a death by format where it's on the minute and there's not that much time anyway, yeah, you should go for it. That's kind of the point of that format is to finish and then have that recovery. And sooner or later, you're not going to have that recovery anyway, so might as well get used to it. Um,
Mhm. I have done it like that for a very long time, and this is funny because I just recently tried something totally different because I had to do death by calories on the rower sometime within the last 2 weeks, I wanna say. It was relatively recent. I'm not good on the rower, yeah, as it is, and so I never get too
that
far.
surprises me a little bit.
I don't know if I mean, either not tall enough, not fit enough, or both. It's one of the 2. But the I was like, "You know what? I normally do it that way." I'm like, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna, go into the monitor, do it for intervals. It'll repeat, and every 1 minute they'll just reset, so I don't have to mess with the monitor. It's gonna keep going, and it tracks what interval you're in, so you know how many calories you have to get. And I'm gonna just basically kind of chill and let myself take the minute.
Mm.
Like it's not gonna take a minute to do a calorie, but when I get to like the 8 calories, the 9 calories, like I'm gonna just barely get there, and then barely get there for the 11, and see how far I can go. Because at some point in time, I'm gonna have to hustle.
Yeah.
Like it's just coming. And I gave it a try like that, and man, maybe if you were in a competition and you wanted to get the best score that way, I beat my previous score, I think by like almost 2 full rounds. Like, it was not
Yeah.
inconsequential. It was pretty big, and yeah, so it was interesting, but I've done that over the last 20 years. Man, I don't even know how many times. I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna try something different." So,
No, I think it makes sense. Like the more intense the effort, the harder it is to recover from it. It's
absolutely. Yep.
that's cool.
Yep, for sure. Final question. What would you consider? They say quite often, "Hey, we don't want you to kip until you get a good base of strict pull-ups." What's a good base of strict pull-ups?
I think the confidence to knock out one anytime, cold or otherwise,
Mm,
I think is a good litmus. I think the number that you're going to put on that is relatively arbitrary, but if it's a non-hesitation, can you do a pull-up strict? Yes or no? I think you're probably fine to start developing a kip and pull-up. Now that said, it doesn't give you free license, in my opinion, to stop continuing to develop your strict strength. I think that's the mistake people make is they're like, okay, I'm onto this thing and that's it. And they don't continue to try to develop both in tandem. I think that's the
mhm.
mistake. But if you can, I find somebody that I haven't worked out with or I haven't coached before, and I ask them, can they do a strict pull up, and they're confident they can actually back that up and show me like without a lot of fanfare. Yeah, I think you're probably all right.
I would say I'm going to give people just totally pulling it out of my head, so take it for what it's worth, based on nothing. Um, I would say that is answering the question: do you have a strict pull up? Yes or no. I would say now, if you have a base of them, here's what I would consider like you've got a base of them. I would say it's more than one. I would say on the female side of the house, it'd be great to get to 3 strict pull-ups as just a goal for a base, and improve to there if you can. 3 to 5 would be awesome.
Yep.
And on the men's side of the house, north of 5, and with a goal of like 7 would be pretty darn cool, and maybe that's a high goal, but you know what? Let's set some high goals. That's what I would throw out there. So get that first one, and then I would say try to string together, like that consecutive, maybe triple on the women's side of the house, 5 to 7 for the men, and I think you're going to be happy that you got it.
Yeah. one Hundred
And
percent.
and that, my friend, is it. It was easy and fun, right? Easy day.
Totally easy and fun, just like my workout.
Yeah,
It
no
was
worries.
not easy, but it was fun.
I got to do some sort of a grinder today. Um, Let me look up what it is here. I'm gonna wander out there and do it right now. It's longer. It's
Mm.
3 rounds of a 750-meter row, uh, 50 push-ups,
Ooh, that's a big bite. Yeah, that's gonna be
a 100-meter farmer's carry. You get to choose the loading,
love it. I love a farmer's carry.
and
I'm
then
pretty good at them. I don't know why. It's like,
oh, really? And
yeah, I've
then
always been decent at. I don't know if I have big hands for my frame or what, but always.
the final thing is 30 hollow rocks.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Yep. So that's that. Went below parallels. The rower's going to loosen some things up today, if you will. But yeah, the farmer's carry is fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like it's
it is.
and it's depending on what you're carrying too. Just light the traps up. The forearms and the
Mhm.
traps, and just hits you in the lungs in an interesting way where you're just not
Yeah.
recovering the breath that you think you would. And man, I see some people on a farmer's carry move out at a pace that I can't do it. Like with a 50
Yeah.
pound dumbbell in each hand, they're like basically jogging. And I try that, but then it hits me so metabolically. I'm like, this is actually a worse strategy for
Yeah.
me long term. But
Yeah.
some people can just move out with those with the
True.
farmers carry, man. But
Yeah. Not afraid to
yeah,
run with them.
no. So anyway, that's what I've got. But yeah,
That sounds like a fun one. I might keep that one in the memory banks and give that a
I'll text
later.
it. I'll text
Yeah.
it to you. I think it's taken a lot of folks in the 30-ish
Yeah, it
to
makes sense. That's a
kind of
big chunk of pull. Those push-ups and hollow rocks, particularly by the third round, that's like,
the
man,
push-ups, man. Three
yeah.
sets of 50 is just
Yep.
basically rude. I mean, actual
And well, same thing with the hollow rocks, man. If
yes,
your
yes.
attention to technique is what it should be on those, that is a difficult 30 reps.
But like good, honest push-ups, I think a lot of
Yep.
people claim that they have a set of push-ups they don't really have. You know,
Yep.
I mean, I know I've done some atrocious push-ups in my life, so I'm not calling it out. But like real body rigid, you
Yep.
touch the ground, you get full lockout. Like man, a set of like 30 real good push-ups is an attention-getting effort. For a lot of
Yeah,
people that are even quote unquote fit. So
for sure. Yep.
anyway, but yeah, that's it, man. Again, if this comes out around the holidays, have a good holiday, everybody. We're going to keep it going. We want to hear from you. What are your answers to these questions, these topics that we covered today? Do you have ideas, guests, whatever it happens to be that you'd like to see on the show coming up in the future? Find this episode on the btwb YouTube channel. Post them there in the comments. We read those. Go to the Varied Not Random Instagram account. Post a public comment. We see those. Or you can send a direct message on the Very Not Random Instagram account. If you want to be anonymous, all those things make their way back to us. And that is how we do it. So for Adrian Bosman, I'm Pat Sherwood, and we will see you next time.